So the first session, TV had some excellent insights to share in terms of some data points and in terms of some natural phenomena that happens and as applied to some of the agile world that we live in as well. For me, the biggest takeaway from there was nature has certain basic rules and principles to use, but we human beings tend to complicate things, make the complex system more complicated through our mindset, through our behaviors. So, and one of the attributes there happens to be our tendency to look at controlling things the way we would like to have things happen. So my talk is going to explore this aspect a bit more with you folks over next 30 minutes or so. A brief intro about me. Shruti already introduced me. So two plus decades in the industry so far, learning continuously with all the challenges, with all the good people that I get to work with all the good experience that I gain. Some of the things that guides me has been guiding me over last couple of decades, especially are those books that I listed there. Bhagavad Gita, of course. I'm a big fan of Bhagavad Gita. Do my best to apply it on a daily basis. Yoga Vasishtha is another book that keeps guiding me. And in the Agile world, how many of you have not heard about this book that I listed there? Coaching Agile Teams by Lisa Atkins. Is there anybody? Nobody. Yeah, that book also helped me in starting my Agile journey as well. Okay, and the quote, the one that I listed there, is kind of something that guides me nowadays. The source of anything is all things. It's a saying, one of the famous sayings from Buddha. And in TV's talk also, he explored some of the aspects of it. How trees, animals, be it on ground, on water, or human beings, we are all connected. In this talk, let's see a little more. But before we go further, what is the control? So from this talk viewpoint, what is the control? What do you guys think is the control?
Behave in a particular manner.
Yeah, to behave in a particular manner with certain expectation, right? So if I use the Oxford Dictionary definition, oops. Okay, so there seems to be some problem with this. Can you use this slide? Give me a minute. So some animation challenge. Yes, this picture is what I want to show. Okay. Okay. So the dictionary definition for control is this, which is the power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. So now, why one tries to control? So if you see, in the last couple of years, there were a couple of articles published on Forbes as well as Psychology Today magazine, which explains different reasons why people look to control various aspects in their life, in their profession, in the way they interact with anything that they do. So some top reasons the researchers put together in this article are this anger, jealousy, emotional insecurity, limited perspective, anxiety, as well as pushiness. So typically these are some characteristics or the aspects of human nature which tends to make us look for controlling things. Has any of you had experience of these aspects in your working with people? Yeah? Yeah. So all of us. So especially if you have worked in any corporate world, you know many of these characteristics are pretty commonly exhibited by us. Is it true only for the corporate world? No, right? So even in our life. Yeah. So especially if you have kids, So as parents, many of us from time to time keep exhibiting because we want the best for our kids and we tend to exhibit many of these characteristics as well. Isn't it? So, and our goal really is we will be able to get the desired result by influencing the thinking or the behavior of the other person or the other people. But in reality, if you see that picture on the right, it's actually a very popular rotating snakes. Something that was created by a Japanese, which if I was showing in the animation, I don't know whether you guys can notice it. Is it static for you or is it rotating? Static. It's currently static, right? So if I put it in the... Okay. Let's see if you can just put it in the slideshow mode. Let's see. Okay. So there is some problem with the animation in this deck right now, so I can't show it unfortunately, but you can actually do a Google search. If you go to the internet, you can actually see.
If we stare at it, we realize.
So can you see it is rotating? Yeah, actually this picture is static. But then if you stare at it a little bit, you tend to get an illusion of this continuing to rotate. The snake seems to be rotating. That's how you feel. But this is pretty much like control. That control is an initial is the point that I wanted to make. Can you go to the next slide? Okay. So I think we saw some of those core emotions or the aspects which makes us look for controlling things, right? And also the point that I'm trying to make is this. Control is an illusion at the end of the day. Some of us, okay, how many of you folks meditate? Okay, more than half the room. So then this exercise should be pretty simple when we do it. Okay, so I would like you folks to do a very simple, quick exercise. Okay, wherever you are seated, just close your eyes. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. So now, think of a happiest moment that has happened in your life. It could be a couple of days back, or it could be a couple of years back, or in your early childhood, whenever it is. Just think of the happiest moment in your life. And stay with that thought or moment for next few seconds until the bell goes off. So I'm keeping a bell here. Until then, just stay with that thought. And observe what's happening within yourself. You continue to keep your eyes closed. So now round 2 of the exercise. This time, think of a not so happy moment, kind of a sad moment. Anytime in the past. Be with that thought. Stay with it until the bell goes off again. Again, observe yourself and your thoughts. You open your eyes now. So, first, when you are with your happy moment thought, how many of you were able to stay with that thought fully without getting disrupted by anything? Some of you. And for rest of you, did you notice anything else happening? Multiple thoughts, some sound, and there was some noise. Did you also smell anything? And how about the round two? During the sad thought period, again, were you able to stay with the thought fully? How many of you were able to stay with the thought fully? Big show of hands. So even lesser. At least for the happy thought, more people were able to stay with that. But when there was a slightly different emotion involved, the duration or the number of people who could stay with that probably again dropped further.
It's quite unpleasant to think about it. Sadly.
Yeah.
Rather than closing eyes, like just to close because we don't even want to think about it.
Right, yeah. That's a very natural part of being human, right? If something is unpleasant, we don't want to continue with that. And we tend to have our brain go with some other emotions, some other thoughts in our work. And again, during the sad moment period, did you notice anything else? Yeah. Emotions. Yeah, emotions, distraction, sound, multiple things. But that's an important point that you made, which is when something is not very pleasant, we tend to actually go away. Isn't that the case with many things in our life? Do we live in every moment of our life very happily? No, right? So different emotions keep happening. And that means we have a tendency to let our brain, mind float. And in fact, even in the happy moment, even if it was very happy, we simply could not control our mind to be in that same thought for just 1 minute. Because this both exercise round 1 and round 2 or for just 1 minute. And it is so tough to control our own mind to stay with one thought for 1 minute. Imagine we using all those emotions or all those factors to try and control not just us but also a group of people whom we are working with. Or it could be even our family. So if you deeply look at it, control is a myth. It's an illusion that we live with, that we can control anything. So what does it mean actually? So here I would like to take a quote from Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna, many years back when Mahabharata war happened, Kurukshetra war happened, taught Arjuna many good things. Essentially the essence of how to live. The analogy of Bhagavad Gita is pretty simple. Kurukshetra war is life. Arjuna is you or me. And it is our duty to fight. And fight for the right reasons. That's the essence. Okay? So there are many things he says. But here is one of his sayings with respect to the control, which comes up in chapter 16. How many of you have read or listened to Bhagavad Gita? Excellent. So chapter 16, there is this powerful saying. Possessed of egoism, power, insolence, lust and wrath, these malignant people hate me, the self within, in their own bodies and those of others. So the message that Krishna is giving here is, if you are letting any of those emotions or characters to drive you, you are essentially going away from me, the God within, the self within. And if you see the Forbes article or the Psychology Today article that I showed earlier, some of these emotions appear there listed, right? And there is one more say in the same chapter where the characters that, human characters that Gita says are explicitly used in the Forbes article as well, which is the gateway to hell, destructive of the itself is of three kinds, namely lust, anger, and greed. Therefore, one should forsake these three. So here, Krishna is very explicit. So he is saying, if you don't want to get into hell, when there is no hell somewhere else waiting for us after our death. So hell is pretty much here, heaven is also pretty much here, right? So he is explicitly stating, if you let the emotions of lust, anger and greed drive you, hell is what you are encountering right here, now, in your life. It's a very simple, very powerful message that he is giving. And these are some of the characters you tend to use, or we tend to use, when you are looking to control things in our life, many times. So here, I would also like to show you a quick video before we start. How many of you have seen Kung Fu Panda movie? Excellent. This is one of my favorite movies too. So here, do you guys remember the great turtle, Master Ube? Okay? So there is something that Master Ube says on control. So let's listen to Master Ube.
Master, I have, it's very bad news. Shifu, there is just news. There is no good or bad.
Master, your vision was right. Tai Lung has broken out of prison. He's on his way.
That is bad news. If you do not believe that the Dragon Warrior can stop him.
The panda? Master, that panda is not the Dragon Warrior. He wasn't even meant to be here. It was an accident.
There are no accidents.
Yes, I know. You've said that already. Twice.
Well, that was no accident either.
Thrice.
My old friend, the panda will never fulfill his destiny, nor you yours, until you let go of the illusion of control.
Illusion?
Yes. Look at this tree, Shifu. I cannot make it blossom when it suits me, nor make it bear fruit before its time.
But there are things we can control. I can control when the fruit will fall. And I can control where to plant the seed. That is no illusion, Master.
Ah, yes. But no matter what you do, that seed will grow to be a peach tree. You may wish for an apple or an orange, but you will get a peach.
But a peach cannot defeat Tai Lung.
Maybe it can, if you are willing to guide it, to nurture it, to believe in it.
But how? How? I need your help, Master.
No, you just need to believe. Promise me, Shifu. Promise me you will believe.
I will try.